Terry,
Talk to me, Dan.
look, the pre-season trials are finished. We have a winner. Yay, Brisbane. But more importantly, the pre-season garbage is out of the way and it's onto the real stuff, which means this Saturday, live from 3 p.m. on our YouTube, we will be hosting Super Duper Saturday. Got an extra U so we don't get sued. Smart stuff. Now, in terms of guests, we announced Sam Stone Street. Of course, we got Ben Cross on. The best interview I've ever done with Matthew Elliott, great friend of the show. We sat in on Nate Ryan and had an absolute ball. Could have spoke for an hour and a half.
Nate Ryan has probably been my favourite interview that I've done so far.
Got little Lockie on, interviewed him during the week. We'll drop that in at some stage too. We got Andy Raymond, we can exclusively announce here, booked for Tuesday night. So next week's going to be fun.
Junior Moores
as well.
Yeah, we got him.
And maybe we'll have a late call-up or two. Not 100% sure, but you'll be in Bali, of course, but you'll be there in spirit. And dare I say, for just a little bit.
I am going to drop in on you from, I think I'll be in Nusa Pedua.
Ooh.
Sipping some cocktails.
Ah, well.
But I'll drop in on the show and say g'day.
It's going to be fun. Please be there.
Super
Duper
Saturday. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws, brought to you by our good friends at Top Sport. Don't forget to like and subscribe everywhere you can. Dan, pre-season's done and dusted. Congratulations to the Brisbane Broncos. Yeah. They sent their team, like their main stars, over to Vegas and still stomped through the pre-season. Their depth is really scary. That guy that's 6'9", Ben, whatever his name is, I ain't tackling him. Like,
he's huge.
Yeah, and he's an edge back rower.
Yeah, that's frightening. I don't know where they keep finding him.
Britain Core.
I don't know where they keep finding him. Every time a guy who's huge goes down hurt. Oh, we got bigger guys.
Yeah, we got another
it's all
one.
Sweet. You know, anyways, congratulations. They bounced back from a grand final loss to win the one that we all want to win.
Yep.
The pre-season tournament.
Now, speaking of ones that you want to win, the Penrith Panthers have failed for a second straight time to secure the World Club Challenge. In some will say controversial circumstances this morning.
You know what I find not controversial? Having half an hour to win a game and not.
Yeah. 16 points to 12. The Wigan Warriors are the world champions.
Again, for a record fifth time, I believe.
A lot of bandwagoners out this morning cheering on the Wigan Warriors.
Feels good though.
It was like
should wave a big flag.
It was a really interesting game because Wigan were making no territory. They couldn't get out of their 20-metre zone.
True.
Harry Smith's got a real big boot on him.
He does.
Wasn't big enough though. Like he couldn't get it over the head of Dylan Edwards.
No player in the world could have got it over his head.
Yeah. Interesting game. It felt like the only time that Wigan really got some momentum was when they got a penalty, whereas Penrith were catching the ball on the 30. First tackle just short of the 50-metre line. Felt like they were always on the attack. They had all the field position, all the territory, a lot of the possession, a lot of chance. But Wigan's scramble defence was absolutely unreal.
Jay Field, 2 try-saving tackles
in the second half.
Very top draw.
Now, I just want to give a shout-out to Talon May in his first game back from an ACL injury, trying to out-sprint probably the fastest guy in rugby league.
Yep.
Not going to go well for you.
Nope.
Bevan French, I thought he was absolutely spectacular. Man of the match as well, awarded at full time. Let's talk about the big turning points. So the big controversial points in this game, the try given to Joe Wardle. Now, what people are just going for without, like they're looking at the emotion of this, right? But there was a conversation before the referee obviously goes upstairs, right? But before he sends it up as a try, he has a conversation with his touch judge. And what's really good is the Super League Twitter account has released the audio. Go and find it.
You can hear it. It's good.
And he asks the touch judge, what am I sending it up for? And he goes, I want you to check a double movement and check he got the ball to the line. And the referee says, well, I didn't say it. I didn't see it. What did you see? And he says, I saw the ball on the line. Cool, sweet. We're going upstairs as a try. Check the double movement. Check the grounding. Check the grounding. It's gone up as a try. There's insufficient evidence to overturn that call. If it had gone up as a no try, there was insufficient evidence to overturn the call.
Correct.
This is where you have to go with the referee.
Yes.
The referee took the advice from the touch judge. This isn't the referee just going, bang, I think it's a try. he asked.
They kept saying we can't send it up as a guess. It's always a guess unless you run and put the ball down and wait for the ref and go tap and you see it. It is always
a guess.
Some sort of guess. Watching it, because I slept in. We stayed up late last night watching the wrestling from Perth. So I got up this morning, saw the result, celebrated, then sat down and watched the second half, and then I watched the first half, the 7-minute split, the mini or whatever they call it on K. It was very, very convenient. I watched it live and knew there was some controversy, but didn't know what. And I'm like, ooh, that's probably it. And then I thought, no, it looks like a try. And then they showed replays, and I never saw the ball get there. But you can't say that it didn't, which exactly is the rules followed. Now, I don't particularly like those rules, but it was what it was. And they had, a full second half to overturn?
Well, that happened in about
the first half.
No, that happened in the second half.
Oh, yeah, but they had a big chunk of it, 30 minutes. 30 minutes,
yeah.
The last play, now I knew what was going to happen.
Before we go to the last play, there was also the one-on-one strip.
So I didn't see that. That wasn't in the mini.
So, 2 Penrith players on the St Helens, the Wigan player. One dropped.
Helens weren't there, Terry. Yeah. They didn't make it.
One dropped off. Liam Martin rips the ball out. Referee gives a penalty. Now, Super League rules, it's a penalty. The drop-off rule doesn't happen in the Super League. We weren't playing Super League rules today, though. We were playing international rules, and that should have been a fair strip.
Oh.
Because we were playing international rules, there's no captain's challenge.
Nah. Rugby league's a real winner here.
So that was a big call as well. But the last play of the game, you knew that they were going to go left. You knew they were going to sweep left. Again, the referee blows his whistle and he asks the touch judge, what is the call? I'm coming from the middle of the field over. What did you see? And he said, I saw him held up.
Yeah.
Check the touch line, check the hold up.
He's checked 15 different angles. You cannot see the ball.
And the good thing about that video referee as well was like, I need more angles.
Yeah.
I need more angles.
Is that all the angles?
Is that all the angles? Surely we've got another angle. He was and then he just turned around and said, you know what? I've got insufficient evidence to overturn it. If that had gone up a try,
they're giving it.
They're giving it. So I didn't think that last one was a try. That was a clear cut held up.
It was held up, and I thought the first one might have probably been a double movement.
Oh, no, it wasn't a double movement. The Penrith players threw him across the line.
Yeah, but you also see his butt go, and shift.
Yeah.
I'm okay with both, just quietly.
Obviously.
But I have a question for you, Terry. Does the fact that Penrith haven't yet won a World Cup challenge in this run, or ever, dent their dynasty or their aura as probably the best team we've seen?
No.
Not even for a second.
Absolutely not, it doesn't. This, despite what it is, this is a glorified pre-season friendly.
Yes.
It
counts only to the winner.
If you want this game to count, you play it 2 weeks after both grand finals are finished.
Has to be like the Super Bowl.
It has to be like the Super Bowl. If you want this to count, it has to be a week or two after. Otherwise, you're playing it in February. Wigan are already 3 games into their season.
One, but...
Is it one?
It's second round.
Second round,
but they've had their pre-season and stuff. Penrith didn't have. And also, the turnover of players is ridiculous. Yeah. The Cronulla side we sent over in 2016 or 2017 looked nothing like the side that won the grand final. And I maintain, as a Wigan fan and a well-known Penrith hater, that if you play that game 6 weeks, 50 times in a row, 49 times Penrith win, and the other time they'll get gastro and probably lose. So don't start me on this Super League's better, blah, blah, blah. But on the day they were, and that's all that counts.
That is all that counts. But yeah, in terms of asking that question, if you play this game in the middle of October, Penrith win that game by 30.
Yes. They're the best team of the modern era. As much as I hate to say it, and they could lose the next 10 World Cup challenges, it's not going to change anything.
Now, Dan, as we said, pre-season wrapped up this afternoon. A couple of good results. Congratulations to all the teams that went out there, played their hardest. There are some teams looking pretty sharp. I thought the Cowboys looked really good in their comeback against the Raiders. Old Valentine Holmes won't want to watch that miss on Matt Timoko. Or Timoko. Good little player, Matt Timoko.
Great little player.
Oh, I called him crap a couple of years ago.
Well, that's on you. Even the best get one.
That is on me there. The Broncos, we already said, look fantastic. There's a couple of teams, you and I both tweeted the same thing today, that Tanner Townsend can't be the halfback for the Gold Coast going into the season. It's hard to
get excited.
He's terrible. There's a couple of teams that you just can't get a read on, right? So
Tigers.
I thought the Dragons were terrible in the Charity Shield, but then
Yeah.
go and beat the Tigers. The Tigers beat New Zealand in New Zealand and go and lose.
Yeah, if you're looking for too many form lines, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because Parramatta were okay.
Storm lost to the Dogs. Sharks
Yeah.
beat the Dogs. Storm go out and win again. Like
The results don't matter. In terms of what we learned, I think a few players that we thought, they're going to have big seasons, maybe temper. And a few, like Herbie Farnworth especially, you're thinking, I can't wait to see him go around in round one in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, and looking from the Sharks' perspective, I think Royce Hunt has absolutely cemented that number 10 jersey. That's his. 170 metres in a trial against. I know it's the Dogs forward pack, and we say that's their glaring issue, but you got to take the runs. You got to take, and we've been waiting for a metre eating prop. If Royce does this.
Yeah, well, he's definitely been eating pure protein and the meters.
So yeah.
Look,
I'll tell you what.
Brisbane.
There's 4 teams that you can't take the reading on, and that's the 4 teams that have gone to Vegas because they left all their squad players behind.
It was a pre-season, Terry.
It's again, congratulations to the Broncos. I thought the Roosters looked really good as well.
Roosters looked really good, especially Newcastle had their moments. Then they didn't have their moments, and they had their moments.
Then they got stomped by the Storm, who lost to the Dogs. Like you can't take anything from a pre-season.
So
whatever.
What did we learn? Probably not too much.
Yeah, we haven't learned anything apart from go the Broncos.
We have learned, just quickly, that coaches do not give 3/5 of F all about this pre-season challenge or the 100K because there were teams that the Fox commentators were going, they need 2 offloads, they need to do this, they need to do that. The players could not have cared less. They either didn't know or they didn't care.
My biggest takeaway from this is the Fox commentators still have no idea what they're saying because Warren Smith was adamant that everybody on the Gold Coast is projecting this team to be a top 8 team. No, they're not. They're terrible. They're absolute hot garbage. But it's the preseason, who cares? Now, what did come out of the preseason, of course, a couple of nasty injuries. Tom Gilbert looks like he has done his ACL. I sent that through to you, and then you've counterpunched me with the Cohen Hess. Looks like he's done his. Rest up, fellas. Hopefully, it's not as bad as it seems. I really like Tom Gilbert as a player. I've never made that, hidden to anybody. I think he's fantastic. Injuries are just killing him, eh?
A real good player. And Cohen Hess looked pretty fit, looked pretty big too. I mean, obviously we don't wish injuries upon anyone, but you talk about 2 big names, 2 quality names, full disclosure. Look, I saw a little bit of stuff on social media. Why are you playing your stars in the trials? We had this conversation because if you don't, they go in round 1 underdone and they do injuries. You can get injured doing literally anything.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that happen. Tom Gilbert stepped and his knee just didn't go with him. Cohen Hess was involved in a tackle. There was an awkward fall, completely accident. It's rugby league, these things happen.
Chris Randall from the Titans went to pick up a loose ball and his elbow snapped.
It's horrible stuff. It is what it is. Wish both of them the very best.
Absolutely. And finally, the NRL are looking to purchase the Super League, probably to stop the Super League teams winning the World Club Championship.
Yeah, we looked a couple of days ago and we're like, I wonder why they're doing this. And now we know.
Now we know.
We just can't beat those Pommies.
Yeah, look, many years ago, the fright was that if you had a really, really good player and you couldn't afford to keep him, he was just going to go to Super League and get the payday. There's no money in England in rugby league anymore.
Yeah, true.
You get one marquee player outside of the cap where, you used to have 5 Australian. Well, the rule is you can have 5 imports. Those imports now are getting lesser and lesser in the talent days. Long gone are your days of a peak superstar going over and cashing in on this. Talk about Phil Bailey, Fraser Anderson, whoever it is.
2 superstars.
Yeah, 2 superstars. That was the joke.
Yeah.
I don't mind this move if it's going to pump a little bit of money into the Super League, but again, at the same time, you don't really want to be losing. Pick a player, any player in their prime to go over the Super League and take a payday. So, whatever makes rugby league stronger, though, I've got to go for.
They're getting assets. They're accumulating assets. I like it. The balance sheet coming out. Looks very, very good. I'm not going to read it, full disclosure, so maybe it's not as good as they say. It's not for me to worry about. If they want to buy the Super League, good luck to them. We've already got a New South Wales Cup there.
Dan.
Talk to me, Terry.
It's time for some top sport tips.
Oh, I've waited so long for you to say those words.
With a twist.
Ooh.
We're doing a twist this year. You and I, we're going to tip every game as per usual.
Yep.
Each game's going to be worth a point for us.
Still waiting for that twist, Terry.
Except for Sharks games.
Ooh.
Sharks game is going to be a money ball.
I see.
Going to be worth 2 points for us. However, get it wrong, you're going to lose 2 points. Get it right, you're going to get your 2 points.
Ooh.
So this means if you tip a perfect round, you'll get your 2 bonus points.
Perfect.
Plus you'll get an extra bonus point for your money ball being correct.
Ooh.
But
But.
we're going to make it extra spicy.
Uh-oh.
For every game that we get wrong, we're going to donate $1.
$1. I can do that.
For every money ball game we get wrong, we're going to donate $2.
Cool. So the Sharks are going to cost me a lot of
The
money.
Sharks are going to cost us a lot of money this year.
Completely fair.
We'll keep a tally.
Yep.
At the end of round 27, we're not going to do this for the finals. At
Yep.
the end of round 27, we'll tally up how many we've got wrong. We'll take that money, we'll combine it,
Yep.
and we'll donate it to Autism Spectrum Australia.
Yep.
We're going to ask our sponsors, or one of them,
Our fans.
and our fans,
Both of them.
to match what we do. So we're going to drum this up all year, have a little bit of fun. We got a little side bet as well.
We do.
Whoever
Red
wins,
Rooster.
no, the Red Roosters tomorrow.
Oh, I see.
Whoever wins the tipping comp, the other one will take them out for a lunch
Yep.
and one beverage.
Yes, and we're going to film said lunch. Possibly live stream.
And we'll film the person paying for it as well.
It's going to be hilarious, Terry, and
It's
I'll
gonna be
have
a lot
a
of fun.
steak and chips, mate.
Thank you, because so will I.
Oh, well, there you go. It's going to be fun. Please get on board. Please join the RLO tipping comp. We'll put it in the below section, of course. But I'm not going to get any wrong this year, so I'm going to donate out of the goodness of my heart, not because I have to.
We never do anyway. Between us, we always get a perfect round. So here we go. We're going to start, though, a little bit early, because there are 2 games in the upcoming weekend
Vegas.
in Las Vegas, and it kicks off with the Manly Sea Eagles as the home team against the South Sydney Rabbitohs, the Hollywood team. I like this game. This is not a bad kickoff.
It's a great kickoff. Imagine running out and seeing Manly away and think, "Gas, I go to Brookvale." You run out into Allegiant Stadium and it's just not filled with dog.
Well, Manly are the home team, so it's like you didn't have to go to some boring big ass stadium.
I'm tipping South. Terry.
I'm going to tip South as well. I think they're too good.
And Manly are terrible. No, Manly would be great. This would be a lot of fun.
This will
but
be a great game.
Right here, right now, I'm tipping South. Exclusively breaking news.
South Sydney for me as well.
No, that's boring.
That is now the next game. This, speaking of not boring, the Sydney Roosters against the Brisbane Broncos. Probably the 2 best teams on form in the pre-season cup.
Yep, super important.
Super important this. Broncos with all their stars, the Roosters with all of their stars. Injuries have hit.
There's a couple of stars missing, but, it's still a pretty good team.
Yeah, still 2 really, really good teams. I ran my eyes, all 4 of them, over the form line. I'm going to pick an upset in this game here.
How are you?
I'm going to pick the Sydney Roosters.
Fair enough. Well, I'll go Brisbane because $1 lost right here. They're not going to win.
Probably. I just want to have a little bit of fun on this one here.
Oh, I like it. I'm really looking forward to these games now. I wasn't, and I probably am not really, but for the purpose of this show, yay, Vegas. Fast forward a week.
Yeah, then we have a 3-day break before we get to Thursday night footy again, 7th of March.
Yep.
And
Because you really need a Thursday night game in a split round.
I don't mind a Thursday night game, though. I don't mind a Thursday night game.
Depends who's playing.
Well, this is not a bad game either. It's the Knights versus the Raiders.
In Newcastle?
It is in Newcastle.
Okay, this will be fun.
McDonald Jones Stadium is going to be absolutely
They'll
pumping.
be rocking.
And because of that, the Knights will be on top of the competition at the end of Thursday night after they win this game by about 30 points.
Yeah, completely agree. Copy and paste. Kalen Ponga's show is starting early. Plus, this is going to be a huge crowd, as you said, even on a Thursday night. I think that's why they did this.
Yeah, I think it's why they did it as well. Like down in Canberra on a Thursday night,
Seven people.
It would still, be relatively close to being packed out. But you throw that in Newcastle, that is going to be absolutely massive. I love the Knights. They've re-signed Adam O'Brien. They've pledged their future to him as well. I like this. I am going with Newcastle.
Double it up.
Friday night, 6 o'clock. Now, this is the time slot you don't need in a split round.
Absolutely, but it's in New Zealand.
It is in New Zealand.
You do need it.
It could have been the 5:30 Saturday game.
Yeah, it could have been. That's a good
Absolutely, it could have been. The New Zealand Warriors kick off their campaign against the Cronulla Sharks.
Famously slow starting Cronulla Sharks.
The money ball
Yeah.
is in play here. The Sharks are terrible in round one.
Terrible in New Zealand.
Well,
Terrible on the football field.
Terrible on the football field. Didn't have a real inspiring preseason.
That's crap.
So for that, I'm going to pick the upset.
Yep.
And I'm going to pick the Warriors to beat the Sharks.
Yeah, look, me too. I think you twisted my arm into a Warriors win. I'm really excited for this game for obvious reasons, but I'm fearful because I think New Zealand have hit the ground running. Cronulla haven't, but that's okay. Round one in New Zealand, that's a loss that you can probably stomach. So, Warriors for me.
Yeah. And then the Friday night game, the Melbourne Storm take on the Penrith Panthers.
Game of the round.
The Storm getting their stars back. Ryan Pappenhausen will be better for the preseason, having some miles in those very fragile legs of his. Penrith Panthers will be coming back from England, licking their wounds.
Long flight.
It is a very long flight. I can't go past Penrith on this one, but it's down in Melbourne and I really want to. Now, they lost round one last year to Brisbane as well, at home. I think this one's going to sting them a bit more, though. I think this one's really, really going to sting. Because they lost that game last year and they just thought, oh, yeah, no, whatever. Then everything from their fans to the media to everything was like, Penrith are going over there, they're taking this absolutely seriously. And they still couldn't get across the line. I think they're going to give Melbourne an absolute hiding.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go that they'll be tired. I know they get a week off. They're going to come back. I'm tipping the Storm. Notoriously good in round one. Plus, it creates a little bit of tension on the couch, which is always good. I think Penrith start slow and then probably win the next 20 games in a row.
Very good. Saturday, 5:30, the Parramatta Eels are hosting the Canterbury Bulldogs.
Okay, this could be fun.
And at the end of this game, the Eels could very well be on top of the comp.
Yeah, I don't disagree there. I think Parramatta look pretty good in Sunday afternoon's game. Not that it really matters, but they look better than the Bulldogs at full strength, and that's all that matters. Sign me up for a Parramatta win too.
Canterbury still not knowing who their fullback is, despite giving Stephen Crichton a lot of money, and then saying that he didn't train there all pre-season.
I think they know who their fullback
Blake Taaffe will be starting at fullback.
is. Yeah, and he won't be playing there for very long.
Drew Hutchison at halfback.
Okay.
Between he and Matt Burton, it's not real inspiring.
Parramatta by 40.
Yeah, they don't have the forwards to go with. I tell you what, Junipolo looked really, really fit and lean out there.
He must have been reading some stuff. So
I am also going
double
to tip,
underline the Eels for me,
we'll
please.
Tip the Eels. 7:30 on Saturday night, the Gold Coast Titans against the Dragons.
You can put anyone versus Dragons.
Dids, have you got a coin?
Flip it.
None on hand.
Huh? All right. Hey Siri, heads or tails? It's heads. I'm going with Titans.
All right, Titans it is.
That's what you can do. Heads is the home team.
That game does not deserve anything more than that.
It does not. And finally, Sunday, 4 o'clock, we have the Dolphins and the Cowboys.
4X Cup.
It is the first game of the 4X Cup. I didn't see too much of the Dolphins in the preseason. I'm not going to lie, I actually missed both their games. And I don't rate the Cowboys whatsoever. I think it's going to be a long season for the Cows. I think it's going to be a big season for the Dolphins. And for that, you can give me the Dolphins.
Give me the misspelt Finns too, please, Terry. Dolphins for me, they are going to hit the ground running like they did last year. And the Cowboys,
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws, brought to you by our good friends at Top Sport.
Great friends.
Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you can. If you're on the YouTube channel, make sure you give us a like, promote that algorithm, get our faces out there.
Yeah, our beautiful faces out there.
We love the comments.
We do. Thank you so much to everyone involved. Please jump on the tipping comps, jump on the stream next Saturday. I'll have a special guest next Sunday night because someone here won't be here, but I tell you what, we'll be here, Terry. Rugby League.